Hello, everyone. This is the live question and answers that I promised you on Sunday that I had to delay, unfortunately, and because of the hot water that I spilled on myself. Yeah, on Sunday, so I wasn't really able to do the live Q&A, but here I am now. No more pain, so here we are. And the question that first I wanted to address, and that I promised you all to do or to answer, is how I know that I'm a Galactic Priestess and you know what that entails. So let's start with that. I got a couple of more questions from you, so I will be answering those. And if you have more questions, feel free to let me know and I will get to those as well. All right, Galactic Priestess. Yes, that's who I am. It's been a long journey to really get those words out of my mouth, actually, a Galactic Priestess. But what is it? For me, a Galactic Priestess and who I am is someone who does light work, but really light work from an intergalactic perspective. So I have roots that I remember in the Andromedan galaxy, and the gateway, the portal between the Andromedan galaxy and the Milky Way. And I have some memories about that, and other memories about other lives that I was a priestess, or at least I was serving other universes, or in a sacred environment. And really, one of my key tasks is protecting the sacredness and the holiness of life on this planet, life on Earth, and life in general through the galaxy. So, and I'm a priestess, yes. When I completed my Pleiadian Lightwork training, I had the option still to choose a minister license and a priestess license. Hey, and being the priestess that I am, I thought it would be so cool to have an actual license to say, hey, I'm a priestess of the Dolphin Star Temple. So that is who I am and what Galactic Priestess means. Now, some of you wanted to know how do you know, how can you know if you're a Galactic Priestess, and how do you become a Galactic Priestess? And that's a tough question that I actually don't really know how to answer. You know, a Galactic Priestess, you can become a priestess in your heart. And in order to become a Galactic Priestess, you connect with other constellations. So really make that connection from your soul centers, from your heart center, from your crystal center, really, and your moon center, your earth center, your cosmic center, all these centers, connect them to different constellations. And you can do some of my meditations to help you make that connection. So, and through those connections, you will become a more multidimensional being. And by being more multidimensional, you will get access to those activations that are being given in those temples throughout the galaxy. So you will have access to it if you make those connections and do the initiations and connect with those priests and priestesses in those galaxies. So that's how you become a galactic priest or priestess. So another question that I got is, first of all, how do I know if I'm a light worker? And the second one is, what is a light worker? All right, kind of nice to combine those two together. So what is a light worker? There are so many definitions on what a light worker is, but for me, a light worker is someone who is here on Earth and has a mission. And a mission, you know, basically everyone, every human being can have a mission or has some sort of plan to fulfill. But a light worker has a mission that is bigger than the individual. So a light worker will want to serve humanity or help humanity, help Mother Earth. So the mission that they carry inside themselves is bigger than their individual mission, their individual plan for this life. And very often you see that light workers carry like this karmic burden or traumas from for humanity. So it's not just their own pain and sorrow, trauma, and also in past lives, but it's also that they need to transform it, not just for themselves, but for humanity. And by transforming it, they will do that for humanity. And in a sense, we're all light workers, because the whole shift in this world, on this planet, will come from inside. We all need to shift. And yeah, we all need to shift from the inside, and then we can radiate it outside. And so, you know, whether you have that feeling of, you know, I have a bigger task, I'm not just doing this for my own development, but I'm doing this for Earth, or whether you feel like, okay, no, this is just for me, the effect is still the same. You will do it for the planet eventually. All right, so that is what a light worker is. And how do you become a light worker? Well, actually, I'm asking the guides, you know, how do you become a light worker within this definition that I use? And they told me, again, it's about connection to your soul. So to your soul and your soul centers, like your heart center, your crystal center, your moon center, your earth center, and your cosmic center. And those are like soul centers where your soul is anchored here. And by connecting to those centers and declaring, okay, what I do is not, it doesn't just benefit myself, but the whole planet, you will, become that light worker. But I guess really another level of that question, how do I become a light worker, is how do I get the tools that are needed to work with energy. And that comes together with another question that I got, how to communicate with my guides. So let me go first to that second question, how to communicate with your guides. Communication with beings around you, whether it's your own guides or angels or ascended masters, what have you. Before you can do that, it it is good for you to realize, what are my strong points? What is my entry point? So, you have clear audience, you have clear voyance, you have knowing, that you know things. Some people smell things, actually, or or gosh, what is the word? Where you feel things really in your body. So you can feel it in your body, you can hear it, you can see it, you can know it, or smell it. So for you to start communicating with your guides, with the beings around you, it is key to find your entry point. What is it? What is strongest with you? Is it knowing? Is it seeing? Is it hearing? Is it feeling? And for me personally, it was my entry point was feeling, was my body, because I trust my body, because it's so physical. So you can, I could actually, I can touch something and I know it's real, right? So when I touch it, it's there. So that's what I trust. So for me, that was my entry point. So I would ask my guides to put some, to let me feel something. Oh my gosh, sorry, light went out. Yes, we're back. So I asked my guides to let me feel something, but in my hand. So really like this pressure in my hand, like when as if there was this magnet that was pulling against my hand. And that became a yes or a no. Okay, guides, if the answer is yes, is this red? Am I wearing red lipstick? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, give me a pushback. Let me feel the energy really strongly. And if it's not red, just, take away the pressure. So, and then just ask them to put that between your hands. And then, when the pressure builds up, oh, is this red? Well, obviously it's kind of a pinkish color. So anyway, so it's not red, but that's how you can start building it. And actually, maybe if you like, we can do a little exercise to start, identifying your entry point of how to communicate with guides and your guides, star beings, whatever. So just bear with me for a while. Okay, I will ask the Pleiadians to come join us and to put like this ball of light between your hands. And we're just going to do that and experience it. And for you, what would be good if you want to do this exercise? How does it feel? How do you know that it's there? Do you know it? You just got this feeling, yes, it's there. I know it's there. Or can you see it? Or do you feel it? Maybe the pressure or heat or cold. Or maybe you hear it like this buzzing. Or maybe the Pleiadians tell you like, yes, it's there. Or maybe you can smell it. So let's just try it. All right? Just breathe in. Start by breathing. Just to make a connection with your center. Breathe into your heart. And breathe out. And again, breathe in and out. And I call upon the Pleiadian emissaries of light and ask them to join us. And to be where we are. To join us in our own space. And put your hands like this. And I ask the Pleiadian emissaries of light to put a big ball of light between our hands. And how do you know? Just feel, look, visualize, experience, smell. How is it? How do you know it's there? Because it's there. Do you know it? Do you see it? Do you feel it? Do you hear it? And then let it go. It was just a small exercise. So to get you started, so you can start to know what it feels like, how you interpret energy, how your entry point to energy work. So, and you can use this to build on and to create, to make it bigger. And you know, you can ask your guides to make that ball bigger when it's a yes. If you ask a question, just make the ball bigger. Or you could ask to make it small, make it disappear for a no. And just start practicing. And really, the more often you do it, the more you develop those abilities. And actually, that is, again, like the answer to the question, how do I become a light worker? Training. Just do that training, you know, practice. And some of us are already very developed, or for some of us, it's really easy to get access or get into it. But it doesn't mean that if for you it takes a little more effort, that you're less of a light worker, that you're not as good as someone else. It's because it takes practice. Because many of us have closed down our abilities. So, yeah. For me, for example, when I was a kid, I had some really scary experiences. So I didn't want to deal with that. I could not handle it. So I closed off my sight. I couldn't see anything anymore, but I could still feel it. So I kind of close that down too. And you know, I would hear voices. I didn't want to anymore, so I closed that off. And it's closing off just by really drawing into myself. And you know, that's why I said, for me, the entry point was really, feeling. And now, because I practiced it so often, I know. And I'm getting all these other senses back. And, you know, and the strongest one that I have now is my knowing. So inner knowing, clear sentience, I think you'd call it. Anyway, so that I just know. But, you know, that's, again, that's the toughest one to develop, because it's because you need to trust in your own abilities. And that's why, you know, I still go back to feeling, you know, that pressure in my hands. Okay, and of course, if you want to become a light worker, hi Alex, so good to have you here live. Yeah, I'm answering questions that I got from people, and so if you have questions, feel free to ask. All right, what else is there? Yeah, okay, I was talking about how to become a light worker, how to have that training. Well, there are many paths. One of them is through the Dolphin Star Temple, you know, Pleiadian light work, you know, and we do have teachers that give those trainings. You know, I am one of them. So if you want to, you know, you can always get in touch and, you know, see if your schedule and, you know, fits with the schedule that we have. Anyway, so that, you know, that will give you training and, you know, opening your senses and developing your abilities. And at the same time, you will receive all sorts of initiations and activations with other constellations, and work together with archangels, ascended masters, all these beings. But if that's a little too advanced or too much of an investment, you can always look at my videos. I have a YouTube channel, Galactic Inga, and you can find me, and it's in my bio anyway. All right, so, and I do walk you through a lot of those initiations, so you get a feel for it, and you will also receive a lot of those activations, those initiations. All right, final question about Orion. Yeah, I saved the toughest one for last. Someone wanted to know about Orion, because I've spoken about the Pleiades, about Sirius, Andromeda, and now someone wanted to know about Orion. And the truth is, I don't know that much about Orion, and maybe I blocked something. There's still a big block there. But I can tell you what I do know about Orion and what my experiences have been. And I've done a lot of sessions, and I've seen a lot of trauma from Orion. So I will share you what I know. All right, so there is like the Orion constellation. You can see that in the sky. And there's another, like Andromeda. You have the Andromeda constellation and the galaxy. Well, here you have Orion, the constellation, and there's another behind that. There's a nebula. I'm not quite sure. I've never really traveled there because, haven't been called yet. Maybe that will happen as soon as I go there. I will let you know. But it is said, the sense that I get is that portal leads to another, reality, another universe, you could say, that is beyond our physical realm, our physical dimension. So it's another portal, but the sense that I get is that it's really clouded over. It's really not a portal for us that we're invited to go there. But maybe I have to say this because some of you are feeling pulled towards that portal. Anyway, the Orion constellation, what I've seen of it is that there's a lot of light and a lot of dark there. And I don't know if this is still the case, but I've seen actually like this universe almost, this constellation being split into two, a light side and a dark side. And some souls were stuck in between, in the middle, and I had to get them out. So there's darkness there, and I get a sense that there has been a lot of war there, and a lot of wars have been fought there, and have been started too, and in that constellation. So it is. I do get a sense that a lot of the draconians, some of those darker entities, like part of the reptilian race, are still there, have made it like their home base. But that's the dark side of Orion. And there's this really beautiful, lovely light side. It has these incredible light beings that are so strong, really, like, maybe even when I tune into it, maybe even connected to the Elohim. That kind of connection, that kind of sense. And yeah, so it has that really creation kind of feeling, that really deep feeling, as if or what I'm getting, it carries the wound of the split. And that's of duality, the wound of duality, and actually it's the wound of polarity. So it's really, so there's conflict, there's a lot of light and there's a lot of dark, and there's a lot of possibilities to heal there. And the few times that I've been there to give healings, to me it looked like this ball, this globe that was filled. It kind of looked like a hive, a bee's hive inside, with all these little these rings, or these little chambers, and as if those were like cells that had their own, how to say that, their own energy. Anyway, it felt like a lot of a bee kind of energy. And not that bees are bad, bees have a very high frequency here on Earth, but so it's not a bee, but it kind of made me feel like that. It's that hive mentality that was stuck there, and that I had to work on at that time. So it is what it is. It has a very light and a very dark side, and it's like almost a highway coming towards the Earth, with their different frequencies, like the dark and the light, not together, can be side by side. So for us, they do have an interest, I'm getting, with Earth at the moment, because what happens here impacts them, and they do, if we manage to get out of this polarity and really come together as humanity and transcend this darkness, it will bring healing back to Orion. That's what I know about Orion. All right. If any of you have additional questions, let me know. And if not, this is it for me for the time being. It's been wonderful to be here with you on Insta. It's my first time, first time really live on my own channel here on Instagram. And well, I hope you liked it. And if not, too bad. All right, lovely, lovely, radiant souls, radiant beings, whether you identify as a light worker or a galactic priest or priestess, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm happy that you're here on this planet at this moment, because I know whether you identify as a light worker or not, I know you're doing your thing for this world. So I love you. Take care. You have questions? DM me. Bye-bye. Oh, I get hearts. Oh, that is so lovely. Big heart. Oh, do you do that? Oh gosh, this is tacky, but it feels right. All right. Now, how do I end this life? Goodbye, all of you.